Multi-dimensional poverty is an open belt.
We're seeing in Nigeria today. It's a tragedy that we are all witnessing because as we see things falling apart, the pressure instead is corruption.
And the people rail.
So the poor now is choking. The poor is suffocating.
Against politicians who equivocate.
People are not going to vote because everybody is angry with the government.
Theorize, postulate, dramatize.
I cannot vote anybody. I cannot vote for anybody. Again.
While the trite politics reduce even our very culture to the level of our poverty. And so, you must know that not chance, not odds, but choice is the most fortunate of our options. The people must choose the state. On Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side, 4 minutes past 2 p.m. on the clock. Welcome if you have just tuned in. My name is Joyce. You've met representatives from, well, one from Oyo State, the other representing Cross River State. And the time on the clock says I'm giving the first 3 minutes to Cross River to speak about the good parts of his state, the brilliance of his state, the wonders of his state, whether they're political, socio-economic, whatever it is he's prepared for. And after the first 3 minutes to him, the second 3 minutes would go to Oyo State to speak on. He said to me, I am born and bred in Oyo State. So I grew up there. He seems to know the state like the back of his hand. And so, yeah, he'll have like 3 minutes to speak on the beauty of Oyo State. And I want to say to everyone listening, thank you very much. Also worth pointing out, you would be helping out the gentleman from Cross River State to, of course, you understand that this is nothing adversarial, but you would be speaking. You would have to give to me 3 points to attack Oyo State as, well, it's not a fight. Hope you get it. Good. But you're going to be making 3 points in favor of Cross River State as issues against Oyo State's position. So you point out the issues in Oyo State, what you think could be wrong with governance, politics, socioeconomic issues in Oyo State. So 3, just not more than 3. You just give me 3. He'll have an opportunity to respond to it. And then he would do the same for Cross River State. And hopefully the gentleman from Cross River State can properly defend his state. And after they state the issues and we begin cross-examination and they speak on each other's states, then I'll open up the telephone lines again to the public to speak on the conversation or at least the points laid by each representative of their state. Okay. Handful. But also, of course, something I'm looking forward to, and I hope you're looking forward to it. We begin, and if you brace up for it, it touches you.
You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
All right, it's Open Thought Tuesday. The first 3 minutes will go to representative from Cross River State. So you're speaking in defense of your state. You're telling us the good things about your state, and your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joyce Onyemuwa from Cross River State. I'm here to defend my state, Cross River. Cross River State is a state located in the south geopolitical zone of Nigeria, in a Nigerian map. The state was formed from the eastern region on the 27 May 1967. It has about 738 million population, with its state capital in Calabar. Cross River is the best tourist destination in Nigeria as well as Africa. It is one of the most clean states in Nigeria and very accommodating. The major occupation of the people in Cross River is cash crops such as palm oil, coconuts, groundnuts, cassava, rubber, and so forth. Cross River has 5 major universities, 1 federal university, 1 state university, and 3 private universities. Cross River also have 5 polytechnics and 1 federal college of education in Cross River State. We have in Cross River, we accommodate everyone, every stranger by everything, what make everyone convenient and comfortable, which is everyone who has visited Cross River before can affirm to that. We are very accommodating, and it's the most cleanest environment in Nigeria. I can assure you that Cross River State, as we all know, as the Cattle Ranch is a leisure environment where everyone who want to have peace and enjoy his life can find his way there and enjoy his life as he want to.
Is that all you have to say?
For now.
For now. Thank you very much. You didn't speak about your resources, your natural. I was hoping you were going to speak about your natural resources, but you didn't. All right, so on the clock, I'm giving the next 3 minutes to Oyo State, and your time will start now.
Good afternoon, Lagos. It's been a rainy day with water all over and heavy traffic. I went through a lot getting here from the mainland. Well, I am from Oluyole local government, precisely from Oyo State. It's one of the largest local governments that you can boast of in Nigeria. Well, politicians do take advantage of that, and during any election, Oluyole vote comes in last. So that's where they do their manipulations anyway. Oyo State dates back to as far as 1830. That's the whole Oyo Empire. Well, it was formed as an entity called Oyo State in 1976. It was taken out from the old western region, which include Osun. Osun was taken out of Oyo State in 1991. That's for you to say how big Oyo State was then. Then the population, Oyo State is located in the southwestern geopolitical zone, and is one of the three big western states that the western region poses as at then. Population of Oyo State in excess of 7.9 million people. That was as at 2022 estimate. Is the sixth most populous state in Nigeria, and it has a landmass of 28,454 kilometers square. That's Oyo State for you, with the GDP of 23.8 billion US dollar. Presently, Oyo State is boasting of an IGP that is in excess of 62 billion naira. It should be doing more than that, but you know, the political scene, the political will to do what Oyo State is known for, which is mainly agriculture, or majorly agriculture, is an agrarian state, and it remains largely, you know, it produces food. Well, you can say just like the Cross River produces food, Oyo State beats them to it in all aspects. Oyo State is known as, it's called the pace-setter state, because it boasts of a lot of, number one, when it comes to Nigeria, it hosts the first university, which is University of Ibadan, which is the pride of the nation. It was established in 1948. Then Oyo State's economy, Oyo State is a western, has some western big cities that are very good at this agricultural as a main source. You have the Shaki, you have the Sheyin, you have the Erua on the list. Then the state is known as we have a lot of produce coming from those areas. We have the cassava, we have the old cocoa is still on, only that is in limited form now. Then you have the tobacco, of course, the tobacco industry, the American tobacco is located right now in Oyo State. Then when you talk to education, like I mentioned earlier, that
30 seconds.
It boasts of University of Ibadan as the first university in Nigeria. Then you have public school. You have staggering 2,004 public schools in Oyo State. You have the primary 971 private schools as well. Then you have the public secondary school. You have 969 private secondary school. You have 57 of them. You have technical colleges, 5 public, 5 private. You have special school for handicap. We have 15 of them. You have 8 staggering universities in Oyo State, 4 polytechnic. You have some specialized institutions like Federal School of Survey, Federal College of Forestry, Federal College of Agriculture, Federal College of Education. You have 7 of them. Then Oyo State has staggering 33 local governments.
Thank you. Oyo State is huge, actually.
It is huge. It is huge.
Thank you. Well, Cross River, you didn't quite say so much for your state, but I guess now I'm going to have to, in this moment, establish it's a new rule, not necessarily a rule. It's just that the gentleman from Cross River State didn't quite prepare for facing Oyo State. I would say that's exactly what he didn't do. But if you're listening, if you love to be on the state, this is the opportunity for me to let you in on the fact that when you are here to speak on your state, you're prepared for your state, but you also need to get information about the other states because you would be speaking against them. Of course, they would also have an opportunity to defend whatever it is you say, but you prepare for your state and also prepare for the possibility of going against the other state. The reason you're preparing for yourself is that when they come against your state, you have a defense, but you're also going against someone and you should have something to say about the issues in their state. In this moment, I'm going to give him the right of first refusal. Do you want to begin stating the issues here?
Yes, I can do that.
You can begin right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So here's ready. I'm going to give the first 2 minutes to Oyo State to state the issues out of Cross River State. And then I'm open up the telephone lines. You only have 3 opportunities. And so that would probably give you 1 minute and 30 seconds. You call, the first caller gets 30 seconds to state one issue. The second caller gets opportunity to state another issue. Third caller gets another 30 seconds to state the third issue with Oyo State. So your time, Oyo State, starts now to state the issues in Cross River State.
Yes, there's a common denominator to the two states. They both produce food. Oyo State is more or less a landlocked.
Oh, no,
state.
pardon me. You're stating the issues in Cross River
Yes,
State.
yes.
Okay, good.
Oyo State is more or less a landlocked state, which Cross River is not. And we will now talk of the two states producing food. You think a state that has its border, that borders the Gulf of Guinea, should be able to do better when it comes to food production. They are not doing that. They are not doing that.
Okay.
Then when you talk of, let's say, the 4 successive governors of the state, for your state, you talk of Rashidi Ladoja, you talk of Christopher Alawa Kala, you talk of the Abiola Ajumobi, then you talk of the present governor, which is Seyi Makinde. You will see that they are up to the task when it comes to the function of their state. They have their limitations, they have their fault, they have their corruption issue. But you talk of Cross River State, you see Donald Duke, which is probably the most influential figure in Cross River State.
Yeah.
But after Donald Duke, you've seen Leah Imoke, you've seen Benedict Ayade, you've seen present governor, which is Basi Otu. But of all of them, because he talks about Cross River State being the tourism center of the state of the nation, but it was during Donald Duke that we hear of all this tourism being, in the international stage. But presently, the last 3 governors, you've not heard much about tourism, and
So basically, tourism in Cross River is dead.
it's practically dead.
Good.
It's practically dead.
Good. Uh-huh. You have more things you want to say? You want to let it go?
Let it go.
Well, you didn't prepare, so you have nothing to say against Oyo State. Sad. Good. So I'm going to open up the telephone lines. Now, Oyo State only gave 2 counterattacks, and it's only fair that what should come should be 2. So I wanted to give 3, but Oyo State only gave 2 counterattacks against Cross River. So Cross River, you only have equal opportunity, just 2, and that would be within a minute. So the first person calling to lay out an issue out of Oyo State gets 30 seconds. The second person gets another 30 seconds. It's the state. 0700 993 993 993 0201 465 7190. Make it back. Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
This is Honorable Sam.
Good.
I'm from Nepal State, but I'm staying at Aja.
Good. So what issues do you have? What issues do you raise against Oyo State?
For me, I want to first talk about Cross River State.
No. You have to say and give us an issue you would highlight against Oyo State.
Okay. What I know about Oyo State, they are good in agriculture.
No, you have to give us something negative against Oyo State.
I know here you were.
Negative. Something negative. That's interesting. No. All right, next caller. If you're calling from Cross River, you're giving us two things negative against Oyo State because the representative should have done that, but he didn't. And he's sitting down here looking like just totally out of his wits. Hello. How are you? Can you hear me? You can't? I apologize. Make it back. Hello, Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Are you from Cross River?
No, I want to speak about Oyo State.
So you have something negative. 30 seconds. Go.
Yes, exactly. Well done, the gentleman.
Don't bother. Don't greet him. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, I just want to ask.
You're not asking. You're attacking Oyo State, so remember.
Yes, I am.
Good.
That's what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
What did Oyo State see in this present administration that made it massively vote for the present administration? That's my question.
Thank you. That's one. The next one better be hotter than that. Hello. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you.
The Merchant Man.
Good. 30 seconds against Oyo State.
Yeah, my question is, why has the state government been so docile about the issue of security in the state? The issue of involvement by that and some terrorists across other countries into Oyo State as a very important region in Yorubaland or in the southwest. Why is it that the state government is so docile and so reluctant about tackling the issue of insecurity in Oyo State?
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's it. I can take no more because Oyo sets the pace. Unfortunately, Cross River isn't quite doing too much of defending here. I guess he came to take pictures. 20 minutes past 2 p.m. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Did you take notes, Oyo State?
Yes, I do.
Good. So, Lagos, we're going to quickly go off on a break. When we come back, the state continues. It is easier to talk of poverty than to think of the poor.
One further to negotiate with the European Union by December this year. 4,000 MOU will be deployed in Europe.
To create a minimum standard of life below which no human being can fall is the elementary duty of the democratic state.
Kill corruption in our society. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them.
133 million Nigerians in multi-dimensional poverty is an open belt.
We're seeing in Nigeria today. It's a tragedy that we are all witnessing because as we see things falling apart, the pressure instead is corruption.
And the people rail
The poor now is choking. The poor is suffocating.
against politicians who equivocate,
People are not going to vote because everybody's angry with the government.
theorize, postulate, dramatize,
I cannot vote anybody. Cannot vote for anybody again.
while the trite politics reduce even our very culture to the level of our poverty. And so, you must know that not chance, not odds, but choice is the most fortunate of our options. The people must choose the state. On Nigeria Info. So Cross River would have the opportunity to speak on the things has been said against his state. And so Cross River State, your time, 2 minutes begins now.
Okay. You said about the terrorists being dead in Cross River State. There is nothing like terrorists being dead in Cross River State. If you go to Cross River State, as in Obudukatu Ranch is being maintained and is neat all the time. If you go to Cross River, the environment is neat and clean all the time. Everyone is maintaining the place, the environment. You cannot go to Cross River State and do rubbish as in throwing anything around the town up and down, just like in Lagos here, you can eat and throw anything around. You'll be arrested.
You're speaking about the cleanliness. What about tourism?
In tourism aspect, if you go to Obudukatu Ranch, it's as maintained as it's supposed to be, as international environment that everyone wants to be. If you can go there and attest to it, you'll be confirmed that yes, it's still at that high level that it was.
The second thing he raised. What was the second thing you raised?
That is not a landlocked state and it should be doing more when it comes to agricultural
If
produce.
you talk about as in food aspect and agriculture, Cross River State supplies food even from Benue. Cross River State produced gari yams, granules, and cocoa. All the food cash crops come from Cross River State. Oil or palm oil. Cross River is one of the major producers of palm oil and granules, cassava.
But you don't have any statistics of production levels. All right, good. So thank you very much.
I can give you a little statistics.
Oh, God bless all your state. This is
on
exactly
what-
the
on
champion
what-
of the day.
Let me say on what Cross River is producing.
Please.
As far as we are concerned, Cross River is not even self-sufficient when it comes to food production. We are not saying your produce all over the states. Some of the northern governors are saying their people should not, do bulk sales to outside their states presently because of the economic situation. We are not hearing anything from we could have run, maybe we should run to Cross River and start importing food, but they are not even self-sufficient when it comes to food production. So
You don't disagree, do you?
I disagree.
You don't have any facts. You can't disagree. I asked you, what's the quantity? Do you have any data? You said, no, you don't.
I think he's interested only in the neatness of the state. People don't
Exactly.
People
I know
don't
your
throw
state
nylon
says you're
on
not
the-
self-sufficient, and then you say you disagree. You have no grounds for disagreement. So that argument is going to hang in the balance. We'll open it up to the public at a later time. So, Oyo State, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak on the issues raised against your state, and your time will start now.
Yes, Merchant Man raised issue on security. I traveled Lagos to Ibadan virtually every 2 weeks. The moment before you get to Ibadan from Lagos, Ogun State is in between them. The moment you exit Ogun State border, you start seeing the presence of security agencies on that road. But where you have more of the insecurity issue are the areas which are extremely remote, where most of these food production activities comes from, which has been in the news for a while now, and we know is a common factor in Nigeria presently. Security agencies are not covering as much as they should cover, but I think the state is still pulling its weight a little. You can see that from the response of the present Governor Seyi Makinde when there was a bomb blast. That same evening, he was there at the scene in person to assess what happened, and he was able to give us an explanation on what's happened. It's a bomb blast. It's from dynamite. They are in charge. They are taking control of the whole situation. So I think when it comes to security, the state is pulling its weight to some extent, in comparison to other states of the federation. Then the first questions came in form of what is the present administration, what they are doing, what the present administration is doing. Where politicians are not to be really, we shouldn't.
Okay, you know what? Hold your thought. Lagos, we're going to quickly go off on a break. When we come back, he's going to have the opportunity to finally conclude that thought because he has to tell us why the state voted for the current government.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Are you a lover of music? What do you know about the music legend Bob Marley? As Silverbird Film Distribution presents the Bob Marley One Love movie. This highly anticipated movie is a biographical musical drama that celebrates the life and music of an icon who inspired generations through his message of love and unity. Bob Marley One Love movie will be showing in cinemas closer to you. The Bob Marley One Love movie will be showing in cinemas from February 14th, Valentine's Day. The Bob Marley One Love movie is supported in Nigeria by Silverbird Television, Rhythm 93.7 FM, Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info.
It's day 6 of playoffs on Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Season 7. At 4 o'clock, Precious Iluku and Oloruntoba Grace will debate the topic, Nigeria is a poor country. And at 5, Ebitare Kuku and Oreshagun Azizat will argue that religion is indeed the opium of the masses. I am Yvonne Ohaito. Join Femi Obong Daniels and me Mondays to Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I Beg to Differ Season 7. 32 debaters, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obiwizi and Just Food. For sponsorship, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ. The Tournament of Champions.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. The sunny side is 2:30 on the clock, and thank you very much for being here. The state, I did tell you before the break that when we return, Oyo State will have the final say on giving defense for the issues raised against his state, and you have your time right now to continue.
Yes, please. The political sphere in Oyo State is not exempted of, well, the Emilokon syndrome. You know, it's a Yoruba state, majorly Yoruba state, and when the Emilokon syndrome came in, it is imperative that, they vote for their, even though that should not be the major criteria. But presently, for the last election, the governor is from PDP. He won a second term in office, but the presidential, unfortunately, or fortunately, or as the case is, went to the APC. So it's a fair competition out there in Oyo State. The government is not pulling its weight as it should be when it comes to agriculture. You know, a state known for agriculture with, land mass, greenery all over the places. We should be doing far better in agriculture, maybe introducing tractors and the rest, making sure farmers are able not to be just subsistence farmers, but they are not doing fantastically well, but it's still far better than when you talk of Cross River State.
Anything you have to say about the Ben Ayade, former governor, and how he left the state?
It wasn't an interesting saying, but let's not rattle the young man. He didn't come to the table. He didn't come to the party.
He didn't come to the party.
He didn't come to
That's
the party.
exactly it. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Okay, I'm going to open up now the telephone lines. Welcome, and you can leave me your comments in defense of any of the states or your state or Cross River State. Evidently, the argument so far today, you can tell exactly where it lies. 0700 993 993 993 0201 465 7190. Welcome to the state. Hello.
Hello, John. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
This is John I'm from Cross River State.
Exactly. What argument do you have in favor of your state or against Oyo State?
Okay, my argument in Cross River State is that during when our former governor was on stage, that's Governor Donadu, the state was very neat, properly agreement was okay. And everything was moving very well. We have every other thing produced. I personally am a professional farmer. I'm talking to you now. I'm a professional farmer. So in Cross River State.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't think
we are the cleanest state.
You're the cleanest
in Nigeria.
state.
No one other state have done it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. All right. So Oyo State or Cross River State, where does your arguments lie? Hello.
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you. Real quick. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Okay, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Thank you.
Yes. My question or my comment goes to the Oyo State man. The question they're asking him is not.
No. You're not here to ask Oyo State a question. You're here to speak in defense of either Oyo State or Cross River State.
In defense?
Yeah, in defense. You can speak in defense of Cross River State. It hasn't said anything.
Oyo State. I want to tell you that Oyo State people filed in the last election.
Okay.
They voted. Somebody asked that question. They voted for the present government without looking at its antecedents. And today you can see the riots that the protests that happened in Oyo State. The question was, what did they see in this present government that made them vote massively for him?
Oh, now you put it in context.
After 8 months to come and start protesting.
All right, okay.
Against the same government they voted for.
Thank you very much. Okay, Oyo State, you're going to speak on that?
Yes,
so you can gather your thoughts. Let's get more opinions from the public so you can speak in favor of Oyo State or Cross River State. Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Okay.
So you can speak in favor of your state or against your state. Remember that.
I'm from River State.
Okay.
I want to speak against Oyo State.
Okay.
If you talk about insecurity, Oyo State is one of the insecure places in this our country.
Okay.
You remember last time, about 3 weeks ago, the kidnapper of a student. Where does that one occur? It's not Oyo State and Ibadan. The government
You
in
speak
Oyo
on it.
State,
Just a moment. You
they
speak on it.
pray totally to protect life and property. The principle is, if you talk of if Oyo State, then get food enough, why does their boys and their girls and their women went out to protest, saying that there's so much hunger?
All right.
Which of those protests do you hate?
Thank you. Okay, don't repeat the
Cross River
last
State?
caller. We've gotten from the last caller. Thank you very much. So they're speaking as to the voting of the president administration and why you're protesting now against the government you voted in. Hello, welcome to the show. The state.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Are you speaking against
I just
Cross
want
River?
to speak quickly on Cross River's
real quick.
in favor of Cross River.
No way.
There is something I discovered in Cross River.
Uh-huh.
And part of the South.
Uh-huh.
See, in terms of security, there is nothing like violence that we are encountering from other states. So if you look at the South side, they are much peaceful than another northern and all southwest.
Okay,
areas.
so security in Cross River. Thank you. Wow. All right. Hello. You can speak for or against. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Tell me your name real quick.
I'm Ade from Ode.
Okay.
Local Road.
Good. You're speaking in favor or against?
I'm from Oyo town in Oyo State. I want to speak in favor of Oyo State.
Please go ahead, real quick.
Oyo State is the most peaceful state in the whole Africa and is a pace setter. If you want to talk of Yoruba land, where the original Yoruba comes from, it starts from Oyo. If any state want to learn any language, Yoruba language, if other states from north, from east, from south, you have to go to Oyo State. That is where you get original language, original Yoruba language. If you don't go there, if you don't stay there, if you don't live there, if you don't do your business there, you couldn't get it. This Yoruba in Lagos is not Yoruba you are talking about.
Wow.
So, Oyo State is the best state.
Thank you.
In the whole country. Thank you very much.
Wow. So there are fake Yorubas and the original Yorubas. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Thank you. What's your name?
Anaya from Okuku.
Who are you speaking in favor of or against?
Can I add something to that Oyo State? I spent 6 years of my life there.
Real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to add that the young man said that they have the first university that was formed in 1948. I think he's right. That the first college hospital in Nigeria, Oyo State, the first standard stadium in Nigeria, Liberty Stadium, Oyo State. Then again, they have the largest city. Only Ibadan landmark is even bigger than Lagos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling. So you can speak for or against Cross River or Oyo State. Hello, Nigeria Info. Turn up the volume of your radio set. Can you hear me? Hello, Nigeria Info is the state. You're speaking in favor of a state or against it. Hello.
Yeah, I'm speaking in favor of Oyo State.
Real quick.
Yeah, Oyo State has the only suspended in the world, and has the first television station in Africa before even France.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to the show. What's your name? Make it back. Nigeria Info, the state. Arguments, well, points in favor or against.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, tell me your name.
Yeah, I call back. Yes, I just want to speak against Oyo State.
Okay, real quick.
My question is, they have policy.
What? Your line isn't clear. I'm sorry, your line isn't clear. You're going to have to call me back. Hello, make it back. Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Hey. Welcome, what's your name? Hello, Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
I called back. I want to speak in favor of Cross River State this time around.
Okay, real quick.
Cross River State is the only state I know, if you litter the floor, you will be asked to pick it.
Yeah, but is that the only thing? So is it so of
only
everything? Cross River is just clean. That's all.
I agree. The guy in the studio didn't do his research properly. I agree. But then That is commendable for me.
Yeah, but you're repeating it. You're repeating it. It doesn't count. It's not going to count.
It will.
No, it shouldn't count because you're repeating it. The only thing he said is that Cross River is clean. You're repeating it. I've heard it twice already.
Okay. No problem.
Thank you.
Something I want to say again. Hello?
Yeah?
Are you with me?
No.
So all I'm trying to say is this. What we can take from that is that in that place, things are working properly. Oyo State is dirty as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, thank you. Cross River, this is... hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yeah.
I said Cross River has a beautiful tourism.
Yeah.
What about Oyo State? They have tourism attraction.
Okay, that's a question. Hello, welcome to the show. Hi, how are you? I lost you. Final caller. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I call back last time.
Okay.
I want to speak for favor of this thing, Cross River State.
Yeah.
Cross River State is one of the tallest states in Nigeria, and they are agricultural produce.
Okay.
Because if you go to Cross River State, you can they produce enough yam for Cross River State. Where we say people from Calabar River State, they go to Cross River to buy something, and they are cattle layers too. They produce cattle. In cocoa, they produce enough cocoa in that Cross River State because I know more about cocoa timber. There's a lot of timber in that Cross River State. That is why they think that they can go to make money. Agriculture pass the crude oil in that Cross River State. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, I'm giving the next 2 minutes to Oyo State to speak in defense of everything he's heard against his state.
Well, it's funny if what Cross River State can boast of is cleanliness. I wouldn't know what if that puts food on anybody's table anyway. Oyo State brags on so many levels. When you are talking of first in virtually everything in Nigeria, like the other person say, first television station is from Oyo State, NTA. Then you talk of Cocoa House, the first skyscraper in Nigeria is in Oyo State. You talk of University Teaching Hospital, the first of its kind is in Oyo State. That's the University Teaching Hospital, which is under University of Ibadan, the premier university. They call it premier university for a very good reason, and it's still leading when you look at the ranking of Nigerian university. I wouldn't know why neatness, why people don't drop litter on the road, why it's what a state produces. If that is, but then somebody asked if he said the school children were kidnapped in Oyo State. It wasn't in Oyo State. It was in Ekiti State, not Oyo State.
And then he spoke of why the state voted the current administration and yet decided
fantastic.
to protest.
Even if you look at it in the political atmosphere, the governorship election goes to the PDP, the presidential election goes to the APC. That's the dynamic nature of the people there. They have the right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. They are so political conscious. They will say, oh, the governor is from PDP, that's the person we want. The president is from APC, that's the person we want. Hardly will you see a state presently that has that kind of political atmosphere, that the governor takes the gubernatorial election, and the president another party takes the presidential election. So I don't see that.
So do you say your state votes along party lines? Is that what they do?
No,
regardless?
the people vote along party line, but they look at the individual as well.
Okay.
The personality of the governor that they wanted is who they go for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that has to be along the party line in Nigeria of today. Then, as a Yoruba state, you can't blame them for voting APC because they have to pick between they say the devil and
the hard place.
And the hard place.
Okay.
So the state does not want to go for an Hausa person that just finished. The CEO is becoming a tribal thing when it comes to Peter Obi coming from the Labour Party. So they decide to choose their own. Whether it's the best decision or not the best decision, they have the right to their political choice, and which they made.
Fair answer. Thank you very, very much. Oyo State has spoken rather beautifully in defense of his state, and it's really, really with all my heart that I appreciate those who have come to represent the state this afternoon. As everyone would love to admit, Oyo State wins the argument this afternoon, hands down. And the state makes a comeback next week. Tuesday, I would be announcing what states will be featuring next on the show. We're Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce. Once again, I'd love for you to introduce yourself. Everyone in Oyo State is proud of you.
From Oyo State, John Olakubamilele, I'm a proud old student of Loyola College in Ibadan.
Thank you. And so everyone is proud of you from Cross River State.
From Cross River State, I'm Akbo Samuel. From Ogoja local government area of Cross River.
Thank both of you. I really am grateful both of you were able to make it. Thank you very much. The state makes a comeback next Tuesday. And we're off on a break. We'll be right back. My name is Joyce. Don't go anywhere.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens.